What is going on, comic book familia? This is Passpoint Comics, and whomever watches my videos, if you're a first timer or a regular, I really appreciate it. Comic books have been a lifelong passion of mine. I'm starting a new segment called Mount Rushmore of Comics. I will be picking 4 top figures in comic books, TV shows, and movies, etc. Some figures may have one or more persons collaborating, but they will count as one. I was originally making my picks from all across the comic book spectrum, and I still am, but I am breaking it down by ages. For example, Golden Age and Silver Age. I also read an article by Joseph Overratis on Go Collect, and he breaks down all the ages, and he has an Iron Age from 2009 to present. I will be using this formula also for my segments. My first segment, though, is from the Golden Age of Comics, which ran from 1938 through 1955. This era is on creators from that era. My 4 top choices are Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel, the co-creators of Superman, Action Comics #1, which debuted in June of 1938. Originally, Siegel and Shuster created a bald, telepathic villain bent on dominating the world as the title character in the short story The Reign of the Superman, published in Siegel's 1933 fanzine Science Fiction #3. The story was not successful, and the character was not used again. Siegel and Shuster held on to the name, and for the next 6 years, they tried to get a publisher for their book. They made a deal with Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson's National Ally Partners, which would later become DC Comics. Shuster modeled the hero on Douglas Fairbanks Sr. and his alter ego Clark Kent on a combination of Harold Lloyd and Shuster himself, the name of Clark Gable, and Kent Taylor. Lois Lane came from Joanne Carter, a model hired by Shuster. Part of the deal to publish Superman, they sold the rights to the character for $130 and to supply the publisher with material. I can't believe, I know this was in the 1930s, but when they sold the rights to Superman, it was a shame. I wish they would have been able to keep the rights to Superman, because they deserved a lot more accolade and money for what this character has done for DC Comics. Number 2 on the list is Bob Kane and Bill Finger, co-creators of Batman, which made its debut in Detective Comics 27 in May of 1939. DC had such a success with Superman, they wanted another people to create a new superhero. Kane had mentioned that originally Batman was influenced by actor Douglas Fairbanks, specifically from the movie Zorro, Leonardo da Vinci, and also from portrayal of the swashbuckler Zorro. Leonardo da Vinci's diagram of the Ornithopter, a flying machine with huge bat-like wings, and the 1930 film The Bat Whispers, based on the Mary Reinhardt's mystery novel of the circular staircase. Bill Finger also created Batman's alter ego Bruce Wayne. Kane, who had submitted the character to DC and had a contract, is the only person given an official company credit for Batman. That's not right. Next up, we have, for number 3, we have Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, co-creators of Captain America Comics #1, 1941. Simon and Kirby team created Captain America #1 in March of 1941. Despite the success of Captain America's character, Simon felt publisher Martin Goodwin was not paying the pair the promised percentage of profits, and so sought works for the two of them at National Comics, later named DC Comics. Simon and Kirby negotiated a deal that would pay them a combined $500 a week, as they earned $75 and $85 weekly at Timely, which would later become Marvel. They did not tell Goodman because they believed he would not pay them if he found out they were moving to National. The pair kept the deal a secret while they continued producing work for the company. At some point during this time, the duo also produced Fawcett Comics' Captain Marvel Adventures #1, 1941. the first complete comic book starring Captain Marvel, following the character's run as star of the superhero anthology Wiz Comics. Number 4 on my Mount Rushmore of creators from the Golden Age is Bill Everett, the creator of Namor the Submariner. Everett originally created the Submariner for a project called Motion Picture Funnies Weekly #1, which unfortunately never saw the light of day. It was a planned promotion comic book to be given away in the movie theaters, but it just wasn't given away. Who knows what they did with all those, with the books? I mean, that would really be an epic book to have. The character first appeared publicly in Marvel Comics #1, cover dated October 1939, which was the first comic book from Timely Comics, the 1930s to 1940s predecessor of Marvel Comics. The Submariner was one of Timely's three top characters, along with Captain America and the original Human Torch. So like I said, I'm just starting this new segment called Mount Rushmore of Comics. I hope you like this segment. As I stated, I will be choosing different ages for this series, and I'll be picking from silver, bronze, copper, Iron Age, Modern Age. I would love to hear what your top creators for the Golden Age of Comics are. And if you want to share this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, this is Passpoint Comics. Be safe and take care.